Summary of the book, The Silva Mind Control Method. What if you could harness your mind as a precise tool to transform your life? This book teaches you how to tap into deeper levels of consciousness to heal, solve problems, enhance your creativity, and achieve seemingly impossible goals. Through simple and powerful techniques, you'll learn to use your mind as an ally. This book isn't just for reading, it's for practicing. And with practice, everything changes. Discover the true power within you. The Silva Method of Mind Control is a practical guide that reveals how to unlock the hidden power of your mind to transform your life. You'll learn to achieve deep levels of relaxation, enhance your creativity, and solve problems with clarity. This method will help you achieve goals, strengthen your confidence, and improve your physical and emotional health. If you're seeking mind control to overcome limits and create a more fulfilling reality, this book will give you the tools to do so. You'll learn techniques to reduce stress and access deeper mental levels, methods to solve problems and achieve goals through visualization, how to use your intuition and creativity to transform your life. Key point 1. Dynamic and passive meditation. What are the techniques for reaching deep meditation levels, alpha and theta, that promote relaxation, mental clarity, and control over thoughts and emotions? Meditation in the Silva Method is divided into two main approaches, passive and dynamic. Passive meditation is based on entering a deep state of mental and physical relaxation, known as the alpha level, where the mind is free from external tension and distractions. This level is reached by following a simple but powerful technique. Closing the eyes, focusing the gaze slightly upward behind the eyelids, and counting backward from 100 to 1. This process leads to a state in which the body feels completely relaxed while the mind remains alert. Here, the simple act of being present at this level brings with it a lasting calm that helps reduce stress and promote overall health. On the other hand, dynamic meditation goes beyond simple relaxation. Once the alpha level is reached, this state is used to solve problems and achieve specific goals. In this state, the mind becomes an active and powerful tool that can clearly visualize solutions. For example, to find a lost object, one mentally recreates the moment it was last used, allowing the details to emerge precisely from the subconscious. This type of meditation not only seeks to experience inner peace, but also to exercise conscious control over thoughts and direct them towards specific outcomes. Theta, an even deeper state, allows one to connect with a more intuitive and creative perception. At this level, mental capacities expand and faculties such as advanced visualization and introspection are awakened. This state is ideal for solving complex problems or designing strategies, as the mind accesses extraordinary clarity when processing information and finding solutions. The transition from passive to dynamic meditation is facilitated by the use of a mental screen, an imaginative tool where detailed images of situations or problems are projected. This approach helps visualize possible outcomes, allowing the subconscious mind to actively collaborate to manifest solutions into reality. Dynamic meditation, therefore, not only cultivates relaxation but also trains the mind to operate more efficiently, focused, and creatively. Key point 2. Thought control to solve problems. How to use visualization and mental techniques to positively influence personal and professional situations. Thought control begins in a state of deep meditation where the mind can operate more clearly and effectively. A central technique involves mentally projecting images onto a mental screen, a kind of imaginary canvas placed in front of the closed eyes, on which problems and solutions are recreated in detail and vividly. This process allows you to approach situations with greater clarity and precision, accessing deeper levels of creativity and resolution. To solve a problem, first recreate a recent event related to the challenge. For example, if there is a conflict with a coworker, visualize a recent interaction that exemplifies the tension. On the mental screen, the details are projected precisely. The words, the facial expressions, even the tone of the conversation. This scene then slides to the right of the screen and is replaced by a projection of the desired future. In this new scene, the coworker is imagined displaying a positive, open, and collaborative attitude. The visualization includes not only images but also associated emotions, such as the feeling of relief and satisfaction at seeing the improvement in the relationship. It is crucial to incorporate three essential elements for the process to work: a genuine desire for the situation to improve, a belief that a positive outcome is possible, and a firm expectation that it will occur. These three aligned mental forces strengthen the intention and make the visualization more powerful. Furthermore, thinking is structured to work with the laws of nature, not against them. It is not possible to create harm or problems from this level of deep awareness. The mind, when tuned into a higher intelligence, operates only for the good. For example, if someone tries to manipulate a situation negatively, the mental energy dissipates and the visualization loses its effectiveness. With the consistent use of these techniques, a cumulative success is generated that reinforces the mind's confidence and its ability to shape reality. Problems that previously seemed unsolvable begin to dissolve, and desired events manifest more frequently. This process transforms the relationship with challenges, allowing us to face them with optimism and control. Key point 3. Using the mind for health. Methods to relieve pain, accelerate physical recovery, and promote healthy habits through the power of the mind. The power of the mind can become a tool to transform the body and promote health. In a deep state of meditation, the body enters a level of relaxation that not only relieves accumulated tension, but also unlocks natural self-healing mechanisms. These mechanisms, inherent to the body, function most effectively when the mind is calm and aligned with a purpose for well-being. To relieve pain, the technique begins by visualizing the affected area on a mental screen. The image of the pain is represented with dark colors or chaotic shapes, symbolizing discomfort or dysfunction. Then, the area is imagined gradually transforming. The dark colors lighten, the edges soften, and a warm golden light envelops the area. This mental process is reinforced with internal affirmations, such as "my body is healing" or "every cell is working in harmony to restore my health." This combination of visualization and affirmation directs the body's energy toward recovery. In cases of chronic or complicated illnesses, the mind is used to reinforce the action of medical treatments. For example, when taking a medication, one visualizes how it travels through the body, identifying the affected areas and efficiently repairing them. This collaboration between mind and body not only increases the effectiveness of the treatment, but also reduces side effects by fostering a positive and receptive attitude. To foster healthy habits, the mind uses visualization of desired outcomes. A person seeking to lose weight imagines themselves standing in front of a mirror, seeing themselves at their ideal weight, wearing clothes that flatter them, and feeling light and satisfied. On the mental screen, they replace negative scenes associated with poor eating habits with images of healthy foods and an environment that supports their goals. The process is reinforced by listening to imagined positive comments from friends and family celebrating the change they have achieved. Acceleration of physical recovery is achieved by projecting images of the body functioning in an optimal state. A person with a fracture visualizes the bone regenerating rapidly, cells working together in perfect coordination. This approach is also used to relieve minor symptoms, such as colds or headaches, by imagining the immune system fighting the disease and restoring balance. Using the mind for health is not limited to treating ailments. It also strengthens confidence in one's own inner power to maintain and improve well-being, creating a positive cycle that transforms not only the body, but also the perception of what is possible. Key point 4. Rapid learning. Techniques such as mental screens and the use of meditation levels improve memory, learning, and academic performance. Rapid learning begins with the ability to enter a deep level of meditation, such as alpha, where the mind is more receptive and free from distractions. In this state, information is absorbed more efficiently, as if the mind were fertile ground ready to receive new ideas. They project clear and detailed images of the concepts or topics they wish to understand. When studying a topic, they pre-record the content aloud using a recording device. Then, they enter the alpha level and listen to the recording, imagining the concepts, words, or images related to the material on their mental screen. This allows them not only to memorize but also to assimilate the information at a deeper level, facilitating its understanding and application in different contexts. The technique also includes a visual association method for remembering complex lists or sequences. Each number from 1 to 30, for example, is associated with a specific object, known as a memory pay, to recall a list of words or concepts. They are creatively linked to these objects, creating a vibrant story or mental image. Evoking the image of the pay automatically triggers the memory of the associated concept. In academic situations, rapid learning is combined with using the three fingers together. This posture automatically triggers a state of light meditation, where the mind easily accesses stored information. During exams or presentations, this technique allows one to see books or hear lectures as if they were happening at that moment. Students report significant improvement in fact retention and accuracy, while simultaneously reducing stress. The method also extends to practical learning. For example, when practicing sports, the desired technique is visualized in every detail, movements, postures, and results. This mental practice complements physical training, creating holistic learning that accelerates skill mastery. Rapid learning transforms the way intellectual challenges are perceived. Complex concepts are no longer intimidating, as they are intuitively broken down and organized on the mental screen. The mind not only remembers, but also connects ideas, facilitates solutions, and creates a learning experience that is effective, stimulating, and accessible to all. Key point 5. With creative dreaming, it is possible to program dreams that help solve specific problems and enhance personal insight. Creative dreaming is a powerful tool that utilizes the brain's innate ability to work on problems while we sleep. Before sleeping, a clear intention is set about the issue or problem to be solved. In a relaxed state, preferably at the alpha level, the problem is visualized in detail on the mental screen, also imagining an ideal or desired outcome. This programming prepares the mind to generate solutions during sleep. The process begins with a targeted internal dialogue. While relaxing in bed, a specific affirmation is repeated, such as, "Tonight I will find a solution to the problem." Upon awakening, I will clearly remember my dream and its meaning. This intention, repeated with conviction, directs subconscious attention toward the desired goal. During sleep, the brain, free from the constraints of logical and conscious thought, explores creative and unusual connections. The dreams that emerge from this process are different from spontaneous ones. They are usually more coherent and directly related to the problem at hand. Upon awakening, it is crucial not to move immediately so as not to disrupt the connection with the dream content. Instead, one remains still, recalling details such as images, words, or sensations from the dream, and recording them in a journal to analyze and work with later. Introspection is deepened when dreams are interpreted using personal symbols. If, for example, a dream includes a flooding river, it can be interpreted as a reflection of out-of-control emotions. This analysis allows one to become aware of internal patterns and repressed emotions, transforming them into useful learning. For specific problems, such as important decisions, creative dreaming can provide clarity. Before a difficult negotiation, a business person can program their dream by imagining the meeting's success, visualizing trust and agreement between the parties. Upon awakening, they may not only recall useful details from the dream, but also experience a renewed sense of direction and strategy. Creative dreaming not only solves problems but also opens doors to a deeper understanding of oneself, revealing desires, fears, and possibilities that remain hidden in the conscious mind. By cultivating this practice, one transforms the dream experience into an active tool for growth and resolution. Key point 6. The power of imagination and words. How mental imagery and positive language can shape reality and help achieve goals. Imagination is the engine that transforms thoughts into reality, and words, as the vehicle for these thoughts, enhance that process. In a state of deep relaxation, the mind creates clear and vivid images on the mental screen, depicting desires and goals in minute detail. This practice activates an internal dialogue where positive words reinforce the conviction that these goals are achievable. Visualizing a goal is more than just imagining it superficially. It involves projecting oneself into the future as if it had already been achieved. For example, someone seeking to improve their health sees themselves with energy, vitality, and in optimal physical condition. On the mental screen, every detail matters. The face lit with joy, the confident gestures, the environment that supports this new state of well-being. These images are accompanied by affirmative and positive phrases, such as "my body is strong and healthy" or "I am full of energy and vitality." Repeating these affirmations not only reprograms the subconscious mind, but also eliminates internal blocks and doubts. Words have a vibratory power that directly impacts one's emotional and mental state. When speaking positively, language not only describes reality, but creates it. A person facing a professional challenge might declare, "I am competent, confident, and a creative problem solver." These affirmations act as commands directed to the subconscious, stimulating actions consistent with the stated goal. The impact of imagination in words extends to personal and professional relationships. Before an important conversation, a harmonious and successful exchange can be projected onto the mental screen. Friendly facial expressions, open gestures, and an outcome in which both parties feel satisfaction and understanding are visualized. This practice not only increases confidence, but also prepares the mind to respond constructively and effectively in real time. Even habits and behaviors can be shaped with this combination of imagination and language. When you want to quit a harmful habit, such as smoking, you project an image of clean, healthy lungs, a glowing, toxin-free face, and a feeling of freedom when you breathe deeply. Phrases like "I am in control of my decisions" reinforce this image, replacing the desire to smoke with a sense of accomplishment and well-being. The key to the power of imagination and words lies in their consistency and repetition. When mental images feel real and positive affirmations resonate in the mind, the subconscious works to align thoughts, emotions, and actions with these goals. Thus, reality begins to transform in accordance with what is imagined and declared, leading to results that previously seemed impossible. Key point 7. Training for psychic abilities. Exercises to develop intuition and extrasensory perception, ESP. Developing psychic abilities begins with accessing deeper levels of the mind, such as alpha and theta, where perception is amplified and intuition is sharpened. In this state, the brain operates with distinct clarity, allowing information to flow beyond the traditional senses. This training is not limited to mystical experiences. It is a practical tool for improving everyday life and accurately solving problems. The first step is to create a mental space, a mental screen, where images are projected and sensory impressions are received that would normally go unnoticed. You begin by practicing with familiar details, such as visualizing familiar objects with all their nuances, colors, textures, and shadows. Then the exercise progresses to more abstract situations, such as anticipating the outcomes of an event or finding creative solutions to a challenge. A specific technique for developing extrasensory perception is working with specific people or situations, even from a distance. At a deep level of meditation, you visualize the person on the mental screen, imagining details such as their posture, facial expression, or clothing. You then allow the impressions to arrive without forcing them, trusting that the deeper level of the mind is interpreting information beyond what is visible. These impressions can include emotions, physical problems, or mental states the person is experiencing, and with practice, accuracy improves markedly. Another exercise involves practicing in pairs or in a group. One participant selects an object and hides it, while the other enters into meditation to visualize and describe the object. Confidence is fostered in the first impressions that arise, even if they seem unlikely. Over time, the mind learns to differentiate between imagination and real perceptions. These skills have practical applications in various areas. In the professional field, a developed intuition allows for more confident decision-making, anticipation of problems, and creation of more effective strategies. In interpersonal relationships, it increases empathy and understanding by capturing emotions or needs that are not verbally expressed. Psychic training is also used to locate lost objects. One enters into meditation and visualizes the last time the object was in use. Images, often accompanied by emotions or physical sensations, guide one toward its location. This exercise combines memory and expanded perception, achieving results that surpass the capabilities of logical thinking. The consistent practice of these exercises not only awakens latent abilities, but also strengthens the connection with a higher intelligence, a source of intuitive knowledge that is always present, but without training, often remains out of reach. This development allows one to interact with the world with an expanded awareness, harnessing capabilities that transcend the traditional senses to improve daily life in all its aspects. Key point 8. The impact on self-esteem. How to achieve seemingly impossible goals. Self-esteem transformation begins with the understanding that the mind is capable of achieving what previously seemed unattainable. In a state of deep relaxation, such as the alpha level, a direct connection is created with the subconscious, where self-imposed limitations can be replaced by empowering beliefs. This process begins by visualizing personal goals in vivid detail on the mental screen. Each projected image is not just a representation, but a complete emotional experience that reinforces the idea that those goals are already in the process of materializing. To reinforce this confidence, a daily exercise of positive affirmations is used in this meditative state. The chosen words such as, "I am capable of overcoming any challenge," or "every day I am closer to my goal," not only fill the conscious mind with positive thoughts, but also program the subconscious to work in alignment with these ideas. Constantly repeating these affirmations in alpha creates a new internal dialogue, eliminating doubts and strengthening personal security. Visualization is not limited to the final outcome. It also includes the steps necessary to achieve goals. If a person desires to speak in public with confidence, they imagine themselves in front of an audience, perceiving their positive expressions, hearing their own clear thoughts, and experiencing a sense of control and success. This approach reduces the fear of failure and builds a solid sense of self-efficacy. The impact on self-esteem is also amplified by remembering and reliving past successes. In meditation, specific moments are projected where challenges were overcome or important goals were achieved. Reliving these achievements with emotional intensity strengthens belief in one's own ability, serving as a reference for facing future challenges. This practice turns success into a mental habit. Furthermore, working with the mind at this deep level allows for the dissolution of patterns of self-criticism and limiting thoughts. When doubts arise, they are transformed into counter-affirmations. For example, "I am not enough" is replaced by "I have everything it takes to succeed." At the alpha level, the subconscious mind accepts these new beliefs without resistance, allowing for a genuine shift in self-perception. With consistent practice, goals that once seemed impossible begin to materialize. Personal confidence grows not only from the results achieved, but also from the inner understanding that limits are in the mind, not in reality. Self-esteem becomes a constant force, an internal drive that depends not on external factors, but on a renewed certainty in personal power. Key point 9. Practical applications. The practical applications of mental techniques transform diverse aspects of daily life, from business to personal relationships and physical well-being. In the business world, visualization and mental control tools have allowed professionals to overcome obstacles that previously seemed insurmountable. An executive faces a conflict in an important negotiation. Before the meeting, he enters a deep level of meditation, visualizing a positive scenario where the parties involved work together to reach a mutually beneficial solution. During the meeting, this mental preparation translates into trust, clarity in communication, and a focus on common goals, achieving an agreement that strengthens business relationships. In education, students use mental screens to improve information retention and concentration. They imagine a classroom. In personal relationships, these techniques help build empathy and resolve conflicts. A couple facing misunderstandings uses meditation to visualize themselves communicating effectively. On the mental screen, they recreate positive conversations where both express their needs clearly and listen attentively. This exercise prepares the mind to act more constructively in real life, fostering a deeper connection and mutual understanding. Physical well-being is also profoundly impacted. A person with chronic pain visualizes their body healing. They imagine every cell working in harmony to restore health, while feeling the energy flowing through the affected areas. This approach, combined with positive affirmations such as, "I am stronger and healthier every day," accelerates recovery and decreases pain, activating the body's natural healing resources. The techniques also benefit athletes and artists. An athlete visualizes completing a perfect workout, imagining each movement precisely, from posture to breathing. This exercise not only builds confidence, but also trains the body to replicate the imagined execution, improving physical performance and reducing errors. These examples show how practical applications not only solve immediate problems, but also generate lasting change. By integrating these techniques into daily life, creativity, confidence, and connection with others are strengthened, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth and success. Key point 10. Ethics in the use of mental power. It is important to use the acquired skills for good and positive development, ruling out the possibility of harming others. The acquired mental abilities operate in sync with a higher intelligence that only allows for good and positive development. At deep levels like alpha, any attempt to use these abilities to cause harm is automatically blocked, either because the visualization loses its power or because the practitioner is expelled from the meditative state. This principle not only guides the use of these techniques, but also grounds them in a framework of respect and responsibility. When solutions are visualized, they should benefit everyone involved. For example, when seeking to resolve a conflict, a harmonious scenario is projected, where each person collaborates to achieve a positive outcome. This ensures that the channeled energies work for balance, not against it. Furthermore, this approach protects the practitioner, as operating outside these boundaries is not only ineffective, but can also have negative impacts on the person attempting to manipulate. A commitment to goodness amplifies the results, creating a cycle of positive energy that transforms both the individual and their environment. Watch the Silva Mind Control Method exercises videos on our channel.